Spoiler warning. The contents of this podcast may ruin your television show, movie, comic, cartoon, book, or life. It is your decision to continue to watch or listen to this episode. Here are your hosts, A.J. Coppola and Susie Cromwell James.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Hey there, the name's Nukem, Duke Nukem, and you're watching the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast. For some unknown reason, enjoy.
What's going on, nerds, and welcome to the Spoiler Warning podcast. We're a couple days late. I know, we're aware. We had a lot of stuff going on. We had a sick child to deal with. Happy she's doing better. But yeah, better late than never.
Apparently attached to me.
We are taking care of episode 2, Through the Valley, The Last of Us Season 2. Two of us knew what was going to happen. One was very much surprised and then told me to go watch the episode because he couldn't wait no longer.
I was like, wait a minute, I knew what was going to happen.
That's why I said you were one of the two. But yeah, let's get right into it. Ryan, how you doing, pal?
I'm doing good. It took me a couple of minutes to realize that I was watching Last of Us and not Game of Thrones, but it was mind-boggling.
Yeah, it very much mind-boggling, especially in the game. This happens within the first half hour. And holy crap. I wasn't if Joel was going to die. This is back when I was playing the game for the first time. If Joel was going to die, you were expecting that to be at the end of the game, not within the first half hour, 45 minutes. But it was wild. It was gruesome. This pissed off the gaming community, and right now it is pissing off the Last of Us TV show people.
Yeah, I've enjoyed the TikToks all week.
Well, here's the thing. All three of us enjoyed Game of Thrones. We've all seen the swerves and the holy crap moments in that, so we're kind of pre-exposed to that kind of stuff. Ryan, I'm going to start with you on this because this was the first time you saw it. What were your initial reactions to how this all played out?
Like you were waiting for, because I haven't played the games. I now have them on my wish list to play them, but still, you were waiting for Ellie to make the save. Like you were waiting for that to happen.
Yeah, the kick out at 2.
Yeah, you were expecting it. It was just all kind of weird too because like there was little to no interaction between Abby and Joel except her beating the shit out of him.
He did. Her and Dina saved her.
Yeah. I mean that part. I'm talking about in the actual.
Oh, when they're out
hotel,
in the cabin, and
it wasn't even like he never even brings up the fact of we saved you or like makes an emphasis on that.
Yeah, I don't think it would have mattered.
No. And then it finally just said, "You just shut up and get it over with already." I'm tired of hearing you talk.
Yeah, and that's one thing I liked the show did compared to the game. And for everybody watching at home, we all watched it separately this time, and I sent both Ryan and Susie the game version of that exact same scene. That way they can compare and contrast in their own ways um, the differences and what if they liked what better, what didn't they like better. But Suze, I know you got a baby that you are currently or the baby's currently clinging to life to mommy. She's a koala bear right now.
Quite
Um,
literally. She's like,
you've seen the game version
yes.
when we did that quick watch along,
Mhm.
which I wish we continued doing. Um, what was your reaction to from seeing the game version to now seeing Pedro Pascal get his brains bashed in?
Okay, I've got a couple of things only because you brought up Game of Thrones. Um,
Yeah, he dies and everything. He's the new Sean Bean.
he doesn't quite die in everything. Not quite yet, at least. We haven't seen Fantastic Four. We don't know if he dies in that one.
So
No
continue.
comment? Oh. Um, so when I watched this yesterday, I wish that they had put the not like scene for scene, like, completely totally graphic in, but I wish they had put more of the video game version into this. I feel like if they've been able to go Game of Thrones, fully gruesome, like that level, like I feel like they could have done it here.
I mean, we've already watched his head split like an atom before. I didn't think we needed to see it again.
This head didn't split like an atom, he just lost his eyeballs.
But then both
I'm,
thumbs go into
I
the
mean,
eyes and
I mean, he literally did like Rafiki and Lion King and just popped his head open.
ah.
I know it doesn't matter now; it's in the past.
But anyway, so I was watching a interview with Pedro, and one of the things he was asked was, "Do you think we're going to see a more gruesome death than the one you had in Game of Thrones?" I think this one just topped Game of Thrones.
I think the video game was more gruesome.
Right, but I mean, as Pedro Pascal is an actor, I think this topped Game of Thrones because Game of Thrones, literally, the mountain just dug his hands into the eyeballs. He didn't even split the skull open. He literally just dug his fingers into his eyeballs, essentially killed his brain cells, and then smashed the skull in.
Ow. Um,
I
and
got a headache just thinking about it.
yeah, yeah, I'm happy I took out my contacts. But
This one was way more gruesome and way more violent.
I don't. I wouldn't say. I don't know if I would go with violent, but it's definitely more personal.
yes, and that is one thing I'm happy they did in this rendition of it. She explained who she was. I was so happy that she actually explained who she was. In
Yeah,
the video
because in the
game,
game she didn't, and that really threw it off for me. That's why I liked this version more than the video game version.
but my issue, and obviously for anybody watching, we went straight to the ending, and we'll go back and touch upon the beginning stuff. But this was the big thing that happened. Um, ow, that hurt. um, I love Bella Ramsey as Ellie. But the thing is, I also very much love Ashley Johnson's Ellie. And if we could, in a perfect world, pull one, pull the other, Troy Baker as Joel in the game's phenomenal. But I very much have liked Pedro Pascal's version of Joel. I wish Bella was able to tap into Ashley Johnson's kind of the way she was Joel get the bleep up, Joel fight back, Joel get up kind of thing. It felt very bland for me. And Bella has done a great job this whole series so far. It's just that one scene, it fell flat for me from her point of view. Anybody want to?
Hmm.
See, I like the way Bella did it. I feel
Ye-
like Bella's was more realistic.
Yeah, definitely. I would agree on that one 100%. That it was felt more intense and more personal and more realistic.
Hmm.
Um, I think what takes away from what you're talking about, AJ, is after she gets kicked in the chest and the gasping for air, it kind of made it. It literally took the wind out of her being that Joel get up, and
Yeah.
it was like, oh, I can't breathe.
Yeah, the Joel get up, another thing that happened in the show, not the game. Every time she said Joel get up, you saw Joel try. Literally, you saw his hand starts to feel like he's
Mhm.
trying to get up, and I'm just like, he's not. He ain't getting up, but he's trying. Um, uh, this pissed so many people off that they killed Joel.
And I like the difference between how they finished him. Because if you get hit that many times with a golf club's gonna break.
Yeah.
So to use the shaft to kill him instead of actually the golf club still being intact like it is in the game
Okay,
and
yeah,
hitting him in the temple.
but time out. Who said it's the same golf club? You have like 10 or 15 of them. Yeah, you can go through.
I
Maybe
mean,
maybe she wasn't going for distance. Maybe she was going for accuracy.
uh,
Yeah, but I don't feel like
it
you.
looked like she picked up an 8-iron to me. That's what it looked like she had the whole time.
Yeah, I don't think she changed out clubs in the middle.
Yeah.
I was just making that joke.
And I
Um.
think stabbing him in the neck makes it even more personal than hitting him in the temple.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah,
because you're getting your frustration out.
Mm-hmm.
that I do agree with that. But the game, the way that last hit hits and it just the eerie like white noise, and then out of nowhere through that white noise a dude comes by and just punts Ellie in the face like it's Randy Orton. Um we didn't get that. She gets
No.
knocked unconscious because of another kick in the gut, and then she wakes up and crawls herself to Joel. And it's just she the whole way there you could tell Bella is just he's not dead. Not dead. Not dead. Might be paralyzed, not dead. And then he's cold. By the time she gets there, you could tell he's cold and starting to
Rigor mortis.
yeah,
Well, not to mention it's really, really cold already.
but still.
It kind of helps speed the process up.
Yeah. You don't need Ducky to tell you the time of death.
Poor Ducky.
uh,
People actually understood that reference?
yeah, we're not all in. Never mind.
I didn't think
I'm
you
not a
guys liked
recluse.
NCIS.
That was the
Grew
word I
up
was
on
looking for.
NCIS.
Huh?
I grew up on NCIS.
It's still going, so I guess you're still growing up on it. Um but I want to hear your thoughts on the cuz this goes back to the game, but now let's just the TV show. They kept it true to the source material. Joel is dead. Do you like that they pulled that trigger, or were you hoping that they might have taken a liberty or two to keep him alive a little bit longer? Or even if you want to go to the game, do you agree with them killing Joel? Because if we're while you guys think of that, I'll give you my opinion. Your actions have consequences. When those consequences end up happening, you can't tell. But he went into the Fireflies, executed literally everybody in that entire hospital, and just drove away. Did he think nobody was going to come after him?
No, I think he knew someone was going to come after him.
But what I really think that kills him, and this is the character we're talking about, and this is just me speculating. The thing I think that kills Joel the most is that 5-year time gap. Because that 5-year time gap, he's comfortable. He starts to lose his edge because he can relax. He's not worried as much anymore. He's not, the meerkat coming out of the hole looking for the damn hyenas.
Yeah, because I think if this was within that 5-year span and some random stranger shows up on the mountain, he doesn't so much save her or tries to figure out more on who she is before he takes her,
That's what I'm saying.
before he rescues. Yeah.
He gets
Um,
comfortable and he opens himself up.
I think killing him off this early is a good move because from a show general statement, we've had to wait what, a year? How long have we had to wait from season 1 to season 2?
2 years.
A year.
Oh yeah, 2 years.
No, we had House of the Dragon in the middle. We had to wait 2 years,
Yeah. Either way, we've had to wait for
which I
so
can't wait
long.
for that.
If this show started off the same way it did at the beginning kind of thing, where it's kind of building the story and then giving it to us after waiting for so long, I think people would fall off again. So to get the action going as early as possible was probably a smart move. And you
People,
figure it's all ramped up from here. I'm taking a wild guess on that one, but I figure it's all full steam ahead for the rest of the season.
for the most part, it is. I'm excited to see where they're going to go from it because, as I told you, the game is very controversial, and it's not just with killing Joel. You spend half the game playing as Ellie, the other half the game playing as Abby. And what they do is they, like, the same time everything happens, but then they come together and you see them meet.
Gotcha.
It's going to be a very interesting way how they're going to adapt it. Susie, what about you? Are you your thoughts on them, even in the game to now, killing Joel at the beginning of the game / season? Because, like I said, your actions have consequences, and time has run out, and clobbering time no more.
So, story wise, they could not kill Joel later. It wouldn't make sense. Um, I think doing it at the beginning, especially after the 5-year time jump, like it fits like a puzzle piece almost perfectly in that slot. And I think it's the same for the video game as it is for the TV show. That is like the perfect place to put it. That in conjunction with actions have consequences. Um, I personally think Joel knew he would have consequences for his actions. What I disagree with is the extent that Abby went to make those consequences happen. Um, Honestly, it was the best. It was best suited for her character, as we know it right now. We could see Abby mature and grow and everything else, especially since AJ told me that there's a season 3 to this. We don't know what characters are going to be in season 3.
They're splitting the second game into 2 seasons.
Oh, okay. So we know that Abby's going to be in that one at least. Um,
They're Harry Pottering it.
that's annoying.
Or did Hunger Games do?
Hunger Games did it too. Hunger Games had 3 books, 4 movies.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, forgot about that.
Don't go up against the nerd.
No, I completely forgot that there was the last set was 2 separate movies.
Ryan heard Harry Potter and immediately went, "All right, not my conversation."
Yeah, I'm not a Harry Potter person, but Hunger Games I did enjoy.
Yeah. Um, and I mean, reading as much as I do, watching as much as I do, consequences always have actions always have consequences, but does that mean that the consequences fit the action?
He killed her dad. Right in the face,
Mm-hmm.
point blank
But
range.
she didn't stop to ask why. She didn't stop to get the full story.
Why would you?
I
Why
I
would
find
you
it
care?
I find it really interesting on how we're in a apocalyptic world that she can go from Seattle and being trained with a militia to finding him in Jackson, Wyoming.
Oh,
Mhm.
was there? I guess
Fill
there.
that gap for me.
I thought there was dialogue on it. It might have just been in the game. There were people from Wyoming that knew about Jackson and the settlement that ended up making their way to Seattle somehow, getting captured, interrogated, and that's how they were like, "Let's go check there."
Oh, okay, okay. I may
But
have missed that at the end of the first. If that was in the first
I
season, I'm
think
not
it's in the
sure.
game. It might be in the game.
Okay, because
I
I
didn't
thought
see
that
it.
was really weird when she gave her whole spiel about you killed my father, and then I ended up with a militia in Seattle, and I'm
You killed
like,
my father. Prepare to
Seattle's
die.
here, Jackson, Wyoming's here, and it's not like you can get on the internet and Google what he's been Facebooking. It's like, how did you find him in Jackson, Wyoming?
Yeah, there were settlers that they interrogated that kind of
Yeah,
maybe.
this is more of a revenge thing, more so than consequences have
Oh, we're
actions
not
have
done.
consequences. But
Well, now it's the Abby's actions have consequences, and it's
yeah,
This
just a chain reaction from there.
this game, and I guess we'll see in the show. This whole thing is about revenge. The whole
Mhm.
game is. What length are you able to take yourself to take the revenge that you feel you're justified?
yeah. The only problem that
And a
I
lot of people die.
the only problem that I had this with the game too, is you're in a post-apocalyptic era. All lives matter. So yes, you're mad, you're angry, you're on a
I mean, they
revenge
say that
thing,
now.
but at some point you have to stop and ask the question, why did you kill my father?
I don't think that ever crossed her mind. I think
It
because in the game, and we'll see during flashbacks, because there's going to be plenty of flashbacks. We're not done seeing Joel.
uh
We're not
yeah,
done, and I can't wait to get to a certain point because I will cry. Um, I know I'm a bitch. We're fine. It's already been talked
hold on.
about.
The two of us were crying when the two old men died.
Yeah,
Is this gonna be worse than that?
yeah.
AJ, I'm not ready.
I don't remember where I was going now. Where was I going with that?
Now you guys are thinking of Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon.
No,
We were talking about flashbacks.
yes. We're not done seeing Joel. Joel's coming. He's dead. In time period, he's dead. But they're gonna. I'm back, mother. I'm curious on what we're gonna see with Eugene because apparently Eugene's gonna have a full episode to himself. And if people don't remember, Eugene was a Firefly. Maybe he had contacts about Joel and Ellie at what happened in Salt Lake. And he got bit. No, he didn't. Had to put him down. That's not in the game. That's just based off what we've seen so far in the TV show. In the game, they said he was 75 years old and died from a stroke smoking pot.
Which
Had
one's
a
more
boy.
believable?
At least he went Cheech and Chonged. But this whole thing is going to be about revenge. And a lot of it is going to be very uncomfortable. Like,
We deal with uncomfortable regularly, AJ,
I mean,
don't we?
judging by the atmosphere, I mean, it's going to be served cold, so it'll be good.
no, they're going to Seattle. And I wonder if they'll actually use the because in
Okay,
the
now it'll
game,
be wet.
yeah, yes. I wonder if they're actually going to use where the Seahawks play in what is that, a Loom Stadium or
I know it is CenturyLink. I forget what the hell it's called
that's
now.
what I remember. But that's when you're playing the game, it is literally CenturyLink Field.
Hmm.
It just doesn't have the Seahawks logo, but it has something close to it. Get her on copyright.
Just have the number 12 flag in the air, and it'll tell you what you need.
But anybody have anything else on that whole cabin conflict?
Nope.
How about that pipe, huh? That pipe, he hit that pipe one too many times, and they brought the horde. They were chasing Joel, Dina, and Abby, and then crack.
I felt nostalgic when Abby's standing there and all of them are there, and it's like I just flash back to John standing there as the Night King just raises his hands and they all stand up, and it's like, oh,
That's
shit.
new. That's new. Holy shit. They hibernate and keep themselves warm underneath the dead. Holy crap.
I was like, run, just run.
What was that Vine or TikTok where it's run? Da 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 da.
It's like, just run. You don't have any other options. Just run.
I hope you can outrun them.
Oh.
Shall we run for our lives? Oh yes, let's. But
Yeah, that's not like a bear. You ain't gotta just outrun your friend. They're gonna keep coming after you.
well, they're gonna kill your friend and then kill you.
Yeah.
But that whole thing is new when they go after Jackson. That reminded me of the battle in Game of Thrones where I think Bella Ramsey's character dies in. I know.
You mean the battle? It's not the Battle of Winterfell. What's it called? It's where they kill the Night King.
Is it?
Yeah.
I know Daenerys's right hand dude that got the scale things. That's where he died. He died in that.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
that's when Arya kills the Night King, and I can't remember what that battle is called.
But that had a lot of that reminded me of that in a way.
Mm-hmm.
But how about that bloater, huh? That damn thing is a tank. I thought they were gonna take some creative liberties and just, I guess we're losing both Miller brothers today. What were your thoughts on that? Because that was.
It's the Battle of Winterfell. I thought you were right when you said that.
Oh, okay. I thought I was wrong.
That whole Jackson, Wyoming fort town, whatever you want to call it, homestead. Half the population is gone now.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was interesting that with half the population gone, they had to show whether they got bit or not. And one of the last images we see is the guy holding out the bite, handing him the gun, and boom. I'm like, I mean, we don't really live in that kind of world, but I'm like,
We almost did.
I'm not sure if I could do that.
On which side? Hand somebody the gun or pull the trigger?
Oh, I probably could pull the trigger. Let's be honest here. I probably could pull the trigger.
She said that she didn't even think about it. She's like, "I'll kill you, mother."
She didn't even she didn't bat an eye or nothing. Oh, yeah, I could do that part.
I'm not sure I could hand somebody the gun. Because it's just that was like mind blowing to me. Somebody handing the gun.
I don't know. You see what monster these people turn into.
I feel like that's the only reason that I would hand over the gun, but like now I'm thinking about it and I'm like, I don't know that I ever could.
But just half that population's gone. Their contractor, Joel, is dead. They're going to have to rebuild and find a way to rebuild. But the issue is somebody's going to go hunting. We know she's already said she going to kill you. You going to die. Are we going to see maybe Dina, maybe Jesse? Are we going to see Tommy go? Who's going after because there is very much a good there's a chance that it's just Ellie going.
Now the video games, didn't Tommy go too?
I was trying to leave it, for somebody who hasn't seen shit.
I'm asking a question here.
I mean, I mean, I know you two already know, but my question would be, why stay in Jackson?
Because the settlement is still there.
But you know that the roots are through the town already.
Torch the pipes?
Can you torch the pipes?
Yeah, can't. Yeah, not to mention, I mean, their flamethrowers are junk.
I don't know. It took down that bloater.
It took the whole freaking canister, 2 canisters to take down that bloater.
Yeah. But I would also think that would kind of make Jackson a hotbed with them already being there to be through. So why not? I mean, I know it's the middle of the winter, so you're not moving everybody in the middle of the winter, but I'd be definitely looking for the next settlement, and it wouldn't be in Jackson, Wyoming.
The next town over. But that was very intense.
Was it just me? I don't know. I have a thing with a whole lot of chaos, but it was so chaotic on the rooftops that I couldn't make out who was winning what battles between.
I couldn't tell who.
And I'm like, I can't wait for this to be over just so I can see who's still standing when this is over, because I can't tell who's been attacked.
Yeah, I couldn't tell at certain points who the walkers, the runners, the clickers. I couldn't tell who was who, if they were good guys or obviously somebody shooting at somebody.
Yeah.
But it was moving so fast, the camera was moving so fast, you really couldn't tell. And for at least me, it heightened the intensity of the scene by doing it that way, because you don't know. You know something's going down, but you don't know who's getting got.
It made it better. Actually, I prefer those kinds of fights where it's fast-paced and chaotic, but it's not so fast-paced that you can't figure out what's going on.
I'm trying to figure out why I just said that like that.
I just rolled with it.
He got.
Ryan literally saw my face after I said that, and I was like, "That's not an AJ thing."
Nah.
But now that Jackson's compromised, I honestly have no clue. Game show if they do end up moving. But how about the relationships Ellie has with a lot of the people in the town? She's good with Maria. She's definitely good with Dina. Jesse's kind of platonic. Obviously Tommy, Joel. But then there's Sam. Sam?
The old guy who insulted the two of them when they were dancing too close? Yes, that's Sam.
What an a-hole. Number one. Number two, he needs to go back and he needs to go back and take a look at cops again. Make sure they're doing their job right. Thanks, Ryan, for pointing that out. I could not unsee it watching the episode again.
What did I miss?
He's the IDA on SVU.
He's the internal affairs guy from SVU.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's why he looked familiar?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Me and Ryan.
I normally spot those things.
Me and Ryan were watching it because this happened at the end of last week's episode.
I mean, he was nice. Too. He gave them steak sandwiches. What more do you want?
Yeah, well, if they showed it, which they didn't, in the game, she chucks them and goes, "I ain't having those bigot sandwiches." And then I think Dina walks over and is like,
yeah, because that was the other thing I noticed between the two scenes. Dina isn't who Joel goes out with in the game.
Yeah, it's Tommy.
It's Tommy. And then it's Dean. Yeah.
Which I understand why they did it, because if they wanted the Horde to hit Jackson, keep Tommy there and just
So I'm gonna
Dina and
find out for my
Jesse
own because I have the games on wish list to buy them, so I'm gonna play them.
at some point.
But do these two events coincide in the game too,
Which ones?
or are they two different times? The Horde attack and
The Horde attack
Joel.
doesn't happen in the game.
Okay. So that's gonna be that we have no clue where that's going in the show, like
No.
the rebuild or
That-
them moving.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I have no clue on that.
I got you. I understand you now.
But I will say the
And
parts
shut
that
up! I'm ordering the first one this weekend.
I'm just about to beat the first one for like the 10th time. First time on computer. It's like long time listener, first time caller.
Hey, your second time, you want to do a playthrough so I can watch it?
I like it backwards. Long time caller, first time listener.
Maybe, I don't know, because I don't know if I've streamed it playing it with Ryan around. I've played this game like 4 or 5 times. I'm still.
Oh, you don't want to
Okay.
hear my commentary in your ear?
That's even more funnier watching it, and you have jump scares, and we hear you going ah.
Oh, it's bad, and it's like I know it's coming, but I don't remember exactly where.
So, actually, Ryan, we'll leave off on this note. We were watching the playthrough after Last of Us Season 1. So we were watching the playthrough of
We went
Last
all
of
the
Us.
way to Joel dying.
It's like game.
That's it.
We went all the way to Joel dying. But once in a while, we would do clips of the game, and he's like, "I know it's coming. I know it's coming." And then you just hear him squeak.
He's a wuss.
I'm a bitch. I'm the first person to say it. Like there's a part in the first game that shouldn't be scary whatsoever. It's not. You're following this beautiful white rabbit on a very, very gorgeous winter's day, and just an arrow goes through it. You're just like, oh shit. Okay. Beautiful, peaceful little rabbit. Do I need to send you the scene?
No.
Have you seen it?
No.
Okay.
No.
It make you hungry.
I'm already hungry. I was ordering dinner when we started.
Yeah. But yeah, outside
So I would say that Joel getting killed off this episode is basically the Ned Stark episode, and now we're off to the races.
yeah, yep. That's Susie, shut up. He's not wrong.
That's the part that I'm having trouble with. He's not wrong.
That's what I said. Didn't I say earlier that he's the Sean Bean?
Okay, wait, hold on. No, actually, there's a difference. There's a difference.
Ned Stark didn't deserve to die.
I mean, the Stark family still had a mother.
Until the Red Wedding. Not the difference I was going for. Joel dies 2 episodes in and lasted a whole season. Ned Stark only lasted 1 season.
Yeah, but I mean, we're getting 2 less episodes this season, and it just equals out.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it still goes out.
Okay, before we close up, because we're already 40 minutes in, I know we talked about Joel dying.
Mm-hmm.
Story-wise, it makes somewhat sense. Do you have any pissed off animosity towards the storytellers of the game or the show about how they went about this? Because Joel isn't just the main character of The Last of Us. Joel is a very much a beloved character in video games throughout the last 10, 15 years. It has a lot to do with Troy Baker. Phenomenal voice actor.
Joel, yes, but even on for television wise, Pedro is so loved amongst everybody anymore that to kill him off this early,
'Cause
we've seen
the
the
hate.
devastation, the absolute devastation of all the old people around the world that's never played a video game, that sat in their living room and watched this man get beat with a golf club, and
Or
actually literally it was like he was killed right in front of them. It's
like,
like they experienced every impact of the golf clubs, even off screen.
and for me, that is the intended effect.
Mm-hmm.
And
100.
I think they hit it a home run. But you guys don't remember when this game
Well, a
first
hole in one.
I remember when this game first came out.
the uproar about it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a phenomenal move. It was a ballsy move. Neil Druckmann with the cojones to kill the beloved character. I'm excited to see what they do on Sunday night. Very
Let's go,
excited.
episode 3.
Yeah,
Ooh.
we're now expecting that it's no more the long drawn out storytelling. It is go time.
Yeah, I'm curious on how they start episode 3 because
In the winter.
shut up. The way it happens in the game, Dina finds Ellie and Joel.
Well, she found them. She's riding beside him.
Well, no, in the game,
I know, but she
she
already found him.
she wakes up Ellie saying, "I'm sorry." Ellie, not a clue where the hell she is. And then black. That's it. And the next thing that pops up on screen is Joel's cross in Jackson. I'm hoping that there is maybe this much of a moment when they bring back Joel, since Tommy's not with them, that Tommy sees, where's my brother? And then just sees this.
He's the icicle out back.
But no, he sees their faces. Hey, where's Joel? And they're just, and then you see them walk towards, and they see the body bag, I guess. That might break me if they do something like that. Because they just went on a normal patrol. That's it. Stuff like that doesn't happen unless you're Eugene. But,
Apparently, unless you're Joel.
well, yeah, no shit now. But yeah, anything else before we tell everybody that on Sunday, immediately following The Last of Us, episode 3, join us here for spoiler warning while we spoil episode 3 for you.
With smiles on our faces.
Or tears in our eyes. With a tear in
both.
my eye. Alright, well, thank you, Susie. Ryan, appreciate you, pal. Great job. Everybody, hit that like button, subscribe, follow, give us your thoughts in the comments below on what you thought of episode 2. But just remember, it's spoiler warning. We're talking about everything. If you made it this far, we appreciate you guys. See you later.
Bye.
Peace.